Hey yo, it's Guido. Welcome to my channel. I got good news and bad news. The good news is there's a code. The bad news is I don't know if I have it. It will be down in the description sometime in the near future if it doesn't show up by the time you see this video. But hey, you know what? It's a pixel tank game, so let's not get our panties in a bunch too much here. We're waiting for the mail from Minsk. When the mail comes in from Minsk, we're going to have a code, and you got 48 hours. It's one battle to get your code, so don't get crazy. Remember, it's a pixel tank game, but I got a good discussion coming up for you after this. Got a video of a battle from two different sides. One from my side in my sheriff's account in the Mighty Manticore. See, there it is right there, folks. See the Mighty Manticore? That is how you actually, that's how you camo a Manticore, all right? You got to put the big teeth on it. So there's a battle with me and my Manticore, and one of my subscribers is on the other side. And I think it's a good discussion about attitude, which is apropos, because if you're sitting there steamed right now that you don't have a code to put in for your pixel tank, then you probably want to, relax a little bit, because it's pixel tanks. And we're going to get you the code. It'll be there soon. Don't worry. Remember, it's 48 hours, right? You got 48 hours, and all you got to do is play one battle. And then you get those sweet 9 personal reserves. But the discussion after this for the video gives a good example of what I do on my channel as far as trying to help people understand the game, get better at the game. Really aimed at the beginner to intermediate player, but I have a lot of very good players who are subscribers on the channel. They pitch in, they help, they have different opinions, which is really cool, because the fact is, and I think the Brit tank is a good example of this, the fact is there's a lot of ways to play this game. Right? You can be I only play the meta top tanks, and that's fine. You can be I'm a collector, I play any tank I want. You could even be an arty player. You can, actually. You can be an arty player. You can be a TD player. And there's a lot of ways to win. And there are multiple ways to be good at all of those things. And I try to cover a lot of that on my channel. That's the point of the channel. It's a great game. It's a fun game. It is a game where you can play it in lots of different ways, and you can actually be good in lots of different ways. So that's what I'm trying to do here on this channel. I appreciate you guys coming by. Believe me, the code will be down in the description as soon as humanly possible. Hopefully it's there when you're seeing this. If it isn't, it will be there very soon. Don't put down the pitchfork. You put the pitchfork down. Put the torch down. All right, here comes the video. Thanks for coming by, guys. I do appreciate it. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. If you don't, give me a thumbs down or whatever it is you got to do. All right. We'll see you guys later. I always forget this. Sir 8J is next. He has a Twitch stream. It'll be on the 5th at 1900 Central Time. Here's his channel right here, Twitch TV. Well, there's a bunch of numbers. But anyway, you're going to look for Sir 8J, S-I-R. I'll spit it out. The number 8 and then J, that is him. Give him a follow. I should do that. I'm going to do it right here. I have followed him. You should do the same. All right. He'll give you the code tomorrow. See ya. But wait, don't leave. Watch the video first. Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see here, make sure you subscribe on this episode of World of Tanks. We got a good one here. Why? Because it stars me. Me and my Manticore. But you can see I'm on the enemy team. I have Pirani's replay. He spawned into the same game with me in a pure tier 10. We are here on whatever this place is called, Glacier. And this is an interesting one. Not just because you're going to see a great Manticore game. Well, not great. A good Manticore game. Some would say great because they think it's terrible. It's not. But that's not the point. We're not here to talk about Manticores necessarily. We will a little bit in a moment. We're here to talk about positioning. We're here to talk about your attitude when the game starts, analyzing what's going on in the match, losing heart, looking at XVM and getting grumpy, all those things roll into one. At the very beginning of a game, the beginning of the game can really set the tone. It really can. And if you start yabbering in chat and then it becomes infectious to the rest of the team, oftentimes very bad things are going to happen. So let's see a concrete example of people looking at Matchmaker, looking at XVM, looking at the tank lineup, and basically losing heart from the beginning. A couple people sing out, and all of a sudden, the infection spreads to the whole herd. So let's watch this as it happens. We're awaiting the players. Watch the chat down there. I actually started from the very beginning. The chat's going to matter in this particular game. You will note that there are a lot of TDs. It's a pure tier 10 battle. A lot of TDs. Not an easy map to move around on with a lot of TDs. That is for sure. Never even going to leave the base. No GD point. Holy TDs, be careful. And so it begins, right? The zombie infection. Patient Zero has now entered into the herd. Now I know why I stopped playing tier 10s. The 113 is singing out. And now we're going to start moving. And everyone else is reading that and looking at their pretty colors and looking at the matchmaker. And sadness. To be honest, I stopped playing the game. Of course, he's here. Now the FV, holy shit, matchmaker. So that's 6 bad players, question mark. Figured I'd come back and see how shit it's gotten. That's at least 6 or 7 of the players on the team that have now mentioned they're grumpy about whatever is going on in the game. So look at the deployment. Pirani's coming over this way. Some guy in a Manicore is spotting everybody in the middle with a weird little red symbol on there. Pirani says, man, I'd love to nuke Guido. If he shows his face, I'm doing it. There's a 430. So not too bad. The mediums at least went where they needed to go. Only the 268 went to the north. There's a I don't know what that JPC in the very middle is doing. He's just hiding behind those chunks of boats or something. Or is he on the ridge? No, he's on the ridge. Never mind. Sorry. There's that Manicore guy. Pirani takes a shot. The 13105 actually gets up onto the carrier. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks making an effort, and with the 113 and 50B pushing down there, but 2/3 to a half of the team is all still at cap, sitting around up on the edges there. They've got eyes. There's a 430U and a 121, so for the moment, they're not going to be lit up by everyone. But note that the enemy team has a lot of guys going north. 50B dies quickly. Obviously got lit over there. And that's what's going to happen with TDs in a lot of cases, especially this many TDs. If you're not careful, the trick on this one clearly, and that's what our team did, was to get a couple spotters moving around the middle and see what you can do to start picking off their spotters. So it really is a scouting, counter-scouting game at the moment, with potentially a fight up here in the northwest, which it really isn't going to develop too much because the Pirani's green team has decided to completely give it up. So the 57 makes a bit of a mistake, pokes out, and then he comes back for more and just eats 908 from... I don't know why he came back. That was very, very unwise right there. So there's only 150B. It's not, all is not lost, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the team is camping. The thing that changes this particular game, there's that Guido guy, just got a kill. Bragging. The thing about this particular match that makes it, I think, a little more interesting is there's no artillery. So the center guys are safe as long as they're below the ridge, and now it's just about when you make a wise poke, can you use your camo? Can you start getting shots at some of their campers if you can spot them? A Manicore sitting around where I am with artillery, the way I'm playing this particular match, just wouldn't fly if there was artillery. I'd have to be moving a lot more than I was. Now I moved a lot, but I'd have to actually be going dark for a lot longer. The good thing about the Manicore in this particular situation, especially since we just took down the 121, is that the camo is amazing. When we get to my replay, you're going to see I'm actually very active. I'll go dark for a long time on his map, but I'm actually poking up. I'm even getting shots at people because I got rid of that 121, or we got rid of that 121. Now I've got a lot more flexibility, and that's what my team understood, and that's what my team did. They had to work over those guys in the middle. Once you free that up, now you've got the vision advantage on the enemy team. So Pirani's kind of hanging out here looking for one of these guys to make an unwise poke once again. Even our FV 183 has moved up. Now, I mentioned just a moment ago about artillery, and this is incredibly important because it was a hugely permissive environment for the big TDs. You don't get this very often. Those guys actually, especially the E100s, they could be moving to the middle. It's a pretty good hold down fighter. It's got decent depression for a big TD. An E100 kind of working that middle ridge right there would be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, hit by the Manicore. Scary, I guess. Intimidating is the word I'm actually looking for. Would definitely be intimidating. Bounces the VK shot. Took one shot from me. Notice that I didn't even light when I took that shot. Despite the JPZs and the Sturv and everybody sitting on the edge of the sniper hill over there. Ouch, that really hurt. So look at that. One of our FVs has moved up enough to actually get a shot on one of the TDs pretty far in the back. Albeit Pirani is further forward than most, and then Pirani comes out here and looks like he's charging in to try to get a shot and ends up dying right there. Waste of time. So we're going to go to mine, and the reason I showed this, and I'm thank Pirani for sending this to me, because he sent a message after and said, hey, I was in that game with you. I didn't even notice at the time. I was busy playing the game. He said, do you want the replay? And I said, yeah, let me have that replay because I think it's instructive. And it just shows a great point. They're down 4-0. That they lose wholesale. We'll take a look at mine and see how the rest of it went. But really, this defeat started at the beginning with attitude, with bad positioning, with decisions made because getting grumpy about matchmaker. And really, the enemy team was not that bad off, matchmaker-wise. They had some good big TDs. Look at the 2 JPZs. They had a 268-4. They had several tanks that could get out there and do their work. And in fact, had a bunch of them pushed north. They'd have had a pretty good fight up in the north. Now, they may have taken a hit or two from me and some of the mediums, but if I'm going to sell out to get shots on guys crossing in this case, I'm probably going to take shots from the several that are going to camp anyway. I mean, look at the Type 5. The Type 5 is camping, for goodness sake. Nobody wants to take that hit. The good news is there was no artillery, so your move across was going to be safe from artillery. You might get poked in the side a couple times by mediums, but of course they're going to expose themselves to your mediums, and with any luck, your mediums beat them. But the attempt wasn't even made. It was just, oh, this is terrible. I'm not even going to leave cap. So let's see what that looks like from the other side when you allow the enemy team to have that much permissive real estate and maneuver. All right, here's my example, looking from the other side of the same battle. And I didn't look at it earlier, but they actually had a slight advantage as far as the maneuver game goes. They had an extra medium that we didn't have, which should have been, and they also have a scout on the 1315, which should have been a great advantage in this particular case without any artillery. The good news is for the enemy team, their mediums did do what they needed to do. They tried to get up there. They tried to make it happen. The 13105 got up on the carrier. So initially, at least early in the game, they have an advantage. Notice there's no chat. There wasn't a single comment from my team. We just started driving. Notice that a good chunk of guys are going north. And in fact, I didn't talk about it, but you'll see it. They actually react to the situation and swing back to the middle when they realize they're locked down by the TDs who are hanging out in the north. Just unlike the 57, there were a couple guys stayed, but some of them are actually going to relocate back to the middle. So just watch as that happens. I'll come in here. I get lit crossing. That opening there, sometimes you just get bad luck. No, it's just I'm like, yes, no. Take that shot. Bounce off the side of that guy. So I know I've got a 430U. The 268 has covered up, so I'm not going to get a shot. Then I note that the 121 is over there, and I'm thinking, okay, I've got a lot of work to do. There's Pirani. Just lit him up. Actually, it wasn't. I don't know if it was me. It might have been me who lit him up. I'm not sure. I didn't see if the lines were quite there. So I've been lit here a couple times, and I just know, based on having a sheriff's account and a little light tank and the fact that I've been lit, that these guys are going to be interested in shooting at me. So I'll take one more chance there. Real bummer that I actually shot into the ground. Should have had a chance at a side shot on the 430. I don't want to poke around here too much. Gone dark, taking a look, the 121. I know I've got to deal with the 430 and 121. And even at this moment, we're at a slight disadvantage. It's just me working the middle for now. The other 430U went over to the southeast. but that's a nicely armored medium tank. So based on where he can sit, and there you go, they're able to take that 50B. Based on that terrain down there, he can actually do a really nice job of stuffing those guys because they can get punished by the TDs who are camping. Look at that, I didn't even get lit. I fired, and there we go. So I did get lit in that case. Now I notice the 121 has taken some damage, so he's getting to a point where I can start working on him. So I'm going to head back this way. This thing has pretty good gun depression. I'm going to use this little ridge right here. Up the side, looking for a shot, come out. Boom, put one right into him. Got a nice high roll at 459, that's pretty good. I didn't notice the 13105. Eventually he comes up and over. I think he actually takes a hit because he's trying to engage all those heavies that are up there in the north. I see Pirani. I'm trying to see if I can get a little shot on him. I don't want to oversell too much going up to the top. I could have got one, but I'd had to come way up over top of that. So now that I'm in dark for a while, we'll come back this way, see if we can't get rid of this 121. He's down to a one shot. He's got to still be here, right? There we go. He gets a return shot, but I clear him out. So down goes the 121. That's one of the mediums out of the way. And I'll come back this way looking for the 430U. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I'd be clever for just a moment. Telegraphed that I was moving came, and then this is where I see the 105. I'm thinking, all right, got him. Oh, missed. That was unbelievable. I didn't quite let that zoom in all the way. The 105, I'm not really sure whether he knows I'm there. I don't think so. It looks like he's on a reload, and I don't think he realizes that there's somebody sees him, or maybe he just went AFK, don't know, but we take him down, and now their scout's gone. So you can see we're just building slowly because we're in a better position, because we chose to actually play the game correctly, or at least effectively. We're now building an advantage. I back up and I'm thinking, well, these guys just have no vision now. There's nobody down here. They can't even see us, and I'm able to butter a shot into the bottom plate of an E100, and I don't even light. And that's just the beauty of the camo of this thing. That guy is right there. I thought he might see me. I'm thinking, no, he has no idea I'm here. And unfortunately, I bounced that one. But look how close he is in my circle. And I'm firing, and he's still not seeing me. There's that FV that's doing good work. He's actually taking a hit, but I'm over here trying to get some lights for that guy. Now I'm getting a little braver because I'm just not getting lit by any of those guys sitting up there. I'm going to kick off my binocs, but I can't find anyone. There's the object. I see the 7201. That's that little series where the 7201 is dueling with Pirani. Look at the 4005 is going to come up. I can't quite get, I don't have the, so I'm too high. I do not have the elevation on the gun, and Pirani actually gets away. Initially, sorry, I remember that. I put a shot into him. Now the 4005, look where the 4005 has gone. I mean, that's ridiculous. We have so much vision control. A 4005 is driven up onto that position and is not being lit up and destroyed. That's pretty good. And really, look at where we are all positioned now. You saw their side. There's a lot up here that you don't see right now. A couple cats and dogs here, a couple guys here, one guy here that's about to die. This is just a recipe for disaster every time. And really, it was a conscious decision by a good portion of their team to lose. That's the bottom line here. Instead of going to good positioning, instead of actually attempting to get to the critical terrain, there was a collective whine fest, and they basically gave up. Not really sure where that shot went. It doesn't look like it even hit the E100. And I'm seeing this happen. I can see that we've got a pretty serious advantage starting to happen. There's this Type 5 that's camping. And now I'm starting to feel like I've got some more permissive movement. I'm getting a little bit more aggressive, looking for those shots. I'd love to get out this 430U. He's hurt. All of a sudden, boom, now he's nearly dead. And I'm thinking, all right, we can get him now. I'll just take that chance. Thank goodness I didn't get nuked by some massive gun. Hide back behind these rocks. And now their medium, or their last medium, is dead. And it's all over with the shout. And right now it's just me trying to get forward and get lights and maybe some damage without getting nuked. So I'll take a little peek here. Does anybody see me? Okay. The 113 sitting up there. Let's just grab this little spot. Look at this. 4005 is still alive right here. It's just awesome. All right, we'll go ahead and shoot this guy in the back if we can. There we go. Down he goes. And that was really the only thing stopping me from crossing right there, was that 268 was probably going to see me. Now that he's gone, we'll just tuck up underneath. I don't know if you noted, but there was a chat in there about, for goodness sake, all you campers, and you still let them get up underneath us. And I'll just take this great camo on this crazy little tank, and we'll just come right up here. I wish I'd have just gone in and shot him, but I'll back out, discretion being the better part of valor. Come right down here. I do want to cover up against the 113. I knew that guy was there, and potentially there's an FV in there as well, which will end my day. So I wanted to be careful. The JPZ says, you know what, I'm just going to go look for some gold. He shoots, and we take him down. Now there's what I talked about a little bit earlier about the advantage of being a sheriff sometimes, is that people will lose their mind, especially in losing situations where they go, I got nothing else to lose. I might as well just go try to get that 250 gold. And so down goes one of the JPZs. I don't know why I thought I could go up this. I don't know why I thought I could go up that ramp. I can't. There's the FV. These two guys are the reason I feel like I can't do a whole bunch, but once I see they're behind the rock, I'll just come in here and see if I can't find somebody else. And holy cow, look at this. Dude's right there. And I've got to back all the way off, because if I sit there, more than likely one of those guys will come out from behind a rock and take me down. So we'll use this dead guy as cover. I'll just keep going to the well at this point. I mean, it doesn't matter. If someone gets the gold, that's fine. Another shot in the 103, but I don't kill him. And then boom, an FV just destroys him. And that's 1,000 spotting damage. Look, this guy's looking at me. Probably on a reload to try to cover up behind this JPZ. Just get down low, get away from that guy if we can. He probably had a shot on me right there. Is he still? Yeah, he is looking at me. Look at this. Now, I don't know if he even sees me right now. Yep, he did not. Pretty awesome. Look at that. Nice and close. Didn't see me out in the open. FE pushes down. He's doomed. And I've only got 2 shells. Now, that's the knock on the Manicore, obviously, that very low shell count. Down that guy goes. And the 2 crew as well. And we're just trying to find out how to get a little more spotting. I'm at 2,800 damage, 2,500 spotting. I got 2 shells, so I'm not going to get too much more damage. I can get into the 3,000s if I can hit both and pin both. And we're folding up on both sides of these guys. I was thinking, well, I could run across the open, but there's an E100 over there. There's a Type 5. They're all lit. Finally somebody, but I have no shots on them, so I'm thinking, okay, let's go back over here. We'll reposition. The Type 5 was kind of interesting where he was. I'm thinking, what? He is down. Now he's gone down to the bottom. And how he's not lit by anyone, I don't know. I'm not really sure what he's behind. See the E100 up there? Look for a shot on him. He's behind the building. JPZ. Looks like the JPZ is shot, so we'll come up here and see if we can get... Nope. Not sure if he's reloaded. I was unsure of what his position on reload. Plus the FV 4005 was doing his thing there. So I'll look to come around this way. Maybe we can get a shot into this Type 5 depending on where he is. Oh, he's gotten out to the open. He's looking at me. Look at that. So I'll just back out. Thank goodness he missed that shot. And I go for the track. And he's going to give me the side of his turret. Hopefully this is the long reload on this tank. It can be quite a pain. Down to 1 shell. Didn't get anything out of that. That's a bummer. We'll back out here. Hear the shot from the 7201. He kills off the E100. Now there's just 3. That puts everything that's left here. Here comes the Grille. I shoot him. Holy cow, don't shoot me. Don't do it. He did it. But he died for it. Got a little bit more damage in there. And that's it. All there is a Type 5. We'll come around here. We'll look for a nice shot on him, especially while he's not paying attention. He's turning his turret, so I'll just hide behind here. He's looking at me. He really wants to get that gold if he can. Knocks down the cover. That's fine. We'll move in. He's got a really long reload. He gets hammered. No ammo. So I'm just being annoying at this point. Down he goes. 3,271, 2,586 assists with 3 kills. And, you know, what else is there to say? If you're going to load into a game and give up, whether it's personally or a number of you or essentially the whole team minus a few of the guys that gave it a shot trying to get out and spotting, more than likely you're going to have a bad day. And that will just reinforce your attitude about how it's rigged and blah, blah, blah. If you actually get out there and try, and you can honestly tell yourself that, you know what, I went where I needed to go, I did as much as I could, it still sucks to lose, and you can still look at it and go, well, the team, you know, really let me down, but at least you weren't one of the guys who let you down. I think that's important. And this is a great illustration of the effect of that, right? You might look at that from Pirani's viewpoint, not him personally, but as some people on his team, as it's reinforcing the idea that it's all rigged, and look at what happens when it's rigged, without paying attention to the whole match and understanding why what just happened to you happened. And when you look at it from the other side and you see what my team was doing, it becomes readily apparent exactly why you got rumple stomped. It had very little to do with matchmaking or RNG and had everything to do with the choices those 15 players made. Some made pretty good choices and gave it a shot. A good number of them, too many in this case for the team, for the red team, too many of them made a bad decision based on bad data, and they got a bad result. It's not a mystery. It's not a conspiracy. It's not even really surprising. It isn't. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something here. If you like what you saw, if you learned something, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you.